Yo everyone, we are back with Raincode. It has been a hot few days since the last one, and I've just had it sat on this for those 2 or 3 days I've been gone. Though it's not really much of a difference to you people, because the recordings at this point are like 10 something episodes behind real time. So it doesn't really matter, but for just as an update, basically, because I always forget to check the previous recordings for context. But in the last one, regardless, we entered the mystery labyrinth of Chapter 3, and we have to figure out what the heck happened to Shachi and various other things around town, including the bombings and yada yada. Also, we're dealing with the flood now, because that manifested for some reason.
I understand now. This place is going to sink very soon.
Fun! I love sinking. Did you really though, Yuma? Think about it for a second. Did you really?
I can float, so it's not a problem for me. But you two better figure something out quick.
Shinigami, what if it goes to the ceiling? Would you drown then?
I know that too! We just need to solve the mystery, right?
Also, you're a death god. Can you even drown? Do you even have proper lungs? Uh-oh. I'm gonna guess that this is the Chapter 3 version of, like, the minecart minigame.
Come on, Master, concentrate!
That singular last word tells me everything. Okay. We are swimming! Oh my god, What murder weapon was used in this case? A different gun.
This way! This is bad. I'm losing my strength. I can't hold out any longer.
Oh. Wait, that was Ron? Shachi's gun was? Huh? Okay.
This way!
Weird. I didn't think... Whoa, nice front flip, dude. What the heck?
That was quite the surprise.
Yeah, nice spinning, by the way. Oh my gosh, we have to climb a ladder again.
Let's go up there.
Huh? You mean jump on it?
It's alright.
Yeah.
This should be fine. Come on, Fubuki! What's wrong? You need to jump over here!
Is she scared?
I am not very good at physical activity.
Huh?
I mean, you look like you'd be good at it. Good enough, at least.
I cannot do it. I lack the confidence.
Oh, that.
Fubuki, you're an adventurer, aren't you? You should be able to jump this.
Yeah, adventurer. Come, adventurer.
Very well.
What is with this music? Why are we getting
I
this for
shall reach
Fubuki
out
jumping?
as far as possible. Please catch me if I fail to make it.
I could do something really funny if they make it a QTE. Fail, girl. Girl failure. Okay, they didn't give me the option to do a funny.
That was close.
I wouldn't have done it
It's too
anyways because
early to
Fubuki's too
relax.
nice.
Come on, keep going.
I thought she said it's too girly to relax. I'm just like, damn. The feminine urge to chill.
Thank you, Yuma. Something is off.
What a thrill. And we haven't had to climb one. We haven't had to freaking climb a ladder since Chapter 0. I don't know why I remember these specific things, but
I attempted to rewind time, but was unable to.
yep.
About that, you can't use your abilities while inside the mystery labyrinth.
Huh? Is this the work of the god of darkness? Her frightening power has sealed away my forte?
She's so evil.
So you finally noticed.
Curse you.
I wish you'd quit trying to make things worse.
I can appreciate her going along with the bit at
With
least.
your precious powers gone, you're nothing but a hindrance in this labyrinth. Now stay put and keep out of trouble. Hindrance?
I actually learned that Shinigami is going to be in one of the Trails games, the first Calvard game, for the English dub, that is, of course. And I'm very excited to play that eventually. I might do that on this channel. even though it is a very long running game with a lot of, you know, like, it's like the One Piece of JRPGs. And I've played every previous game, but, you know, it's just one of my favorite series, and I'd love to play it just to show my appreciation and love for the series.
About the murder weapon, the victim was killed by his own gun, right?
Really?
Yeah, the muzzle of the gun at the crime scene was still hot, and I could smell gunpowder.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean it was his gun, though. Like, if he shot him, if it was suicide, though, like, if it was suicide, there would have been blood splatter that got on his own gun, wouldn't there?
Out of the 6 bullets loaded in it, only one of them had an empty shell. Which means the bullet that killed Shachi absolutely came from the gun he was holding.
Interesting. That's real weird, though, because, like, I kind of assumed that I was under the assumption that Shachi shot someone else. And that, yeah, that's real weird. I don't know. There's a lot of things that could be. I was under the assumption that it came from a different gun that he got shot with. And then he shot at someone and that someone else shot him. Kind of thing. I don't know.
Fubuki?
I am a hindrance.
Oh no.
What, still thinking about that? You should have known that already.
Can you back off?
You can't solve mysteries, you can't use your abilities, you can barely move, you've got no courage, no resolve.
I can hear the vine booms after every sentence. Cut it out,
So
girl.
yeah, you're basically a hindrance, an obstacle. Now beat it before you drag Master down with you.
Fubuki, are you okay?
You know, the fact that they're actually trying to do, like, it sucks because they're actually trying to do, like, some characterization, character development, whatever you want to call it stuff, but this is the mystery labyrinth. None of this shit matters outside of finding the truth.
I am fine. I can stand on my own.
Like, it's just kind of sad that none of it will actually matter.
Yuma, I am terribly sorry. From here on, I shall make an effort to not cause you any trouble.
You don't have to worry about it. If anything stands in our way, we'll work together to overcome it.
I mean, I would say it doesn't... I mean, I guess maybe if I'm being optimistic, maybe my idea that everyone gets their memories of the Mystery Labyrinth back at the end of the game can hold true at least. So maybe in that sense they'll get to keep their character development, but I don't
This
know.
is something I must do on my own. I must become strong enough to take on the world before I can return to the Clockford family. Hey, looks like she's getting motivated. Sometimes playing the bad guy gets results.
You are the bad guy.
Playing? But you're always like this.
Exactly.
I am curious. Are you really a detective in training, Yuma? You seem far more experienced with adventuring than I am. You even had the title of Warrior of Light.
Thank you.
You gave me that title, Fubuki.
And it is a deserved
Master's
one.
an expert at getting
Whoa.
dragged into other people's business. He's been forced around the block a few times.
Why is that on yellow?
He's got a great mentor, too. In contrast, I have nothing besides the ability to wind back time.
I do think this is a real great, like, realization of her character flaws. But it happens in the goddamn Mystery Labyrinth. I hate that it erases memories, man. That's so stupid. Like, unless it's used as a plot device later, but even so, like, it's still gonna piss me off in the
And
meantime.
my only merit is useless here.
Poor girl. I mean, that's true, but... And I guess you need to realize some of that stuff to grow, but...
So sad. You're not gonna make it through here.
Your colors are still atrocious.
You're getting real annoying. It's starting to stress me out. Master, help me unwind by turning them into mincemeat.
Alright. Take number 2 on dealing with you. We shall see where it leads us. Y'all ready for this? Boom, 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 boom. Death march. All right, what do we got now? High voltage. All right, parallel gun wound. All right, high voltage lines between the two buildings. Open wounds are almost perfectly parallel, meaning it would have to be in someone like on his level. All right, let's just.
A friend could have done it for you. You ordered your accomplice to snipe Shachi from someplace else. Your accomplice threw the gun over to you.
Threw the gun over to you. All right, let's see what happens right after that.
It in Shachi's hand. That was your maggot master plan.
We. All right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ayo.
Huh? Where was the shot taken?
There we go. I think this is the one we
One
need.
spot where the shot could have been made. You shot from the roof of the.
All right, that's where we get this. I think it's this one. There we go. Easy. Not today.
The neighboring building didn't have any windows, so the only way to shoot the victim was from the rooftop. But that building was taller than the hideout. If the victim was sniped from that height, the gunshot wound would have been at an angle.
Yeah.
The gunshot wound through his head was horizontal. Based on the gunshot wounds, it's impossible for the bullet to have traveled from the roof of the neighboring building.
Do 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 do. Owned. All right, that's that taken care of. Wouldn't it be at an angle if it was like anyone besides him then? Because you would have to like hold it directly up. You'd have to be like, what am I trying to say? Like if it was someone that couldn't put up the gun like at a perfect angle, then it would have some amount of tilt, right? Unless it was Shachi himself and it was suicide. Like there would be some amount of tilt to it, up or down.
Since the wound ran parallel to the roof, the shooter must have been at the same height.
Well, it could be that the victim's head was at an angle at the time of impact.
Yeah.
But in that case, we would have found the bullet lodged in the roof.
Unless his head, well, it could have been the other way though. His head could have been at an angle and the shooter could have been low to the ground. So it would have went upwards instead of down. The bullet would have been upwards instead of downwards.
To impede our progress.
But it's strange that they insist it was a homicide. If I'm not the culprit, it'd make more sense to rule it as a suicide.
Yeah.
That's because it is one. They're insisting it's a homicide to cover it up.
Why would they cover up a suicide?
So you finally revealed your true nature, God of Darkness.
She's cooking.
Huh? Yuma,
Huh?
do not be swayed by this deceiver. This case is most assuredly a homicide. Assuredly? And what are you basing that on?
Based on what?
The victim carried a gun, did he not? If so, he could have used it to combat the peacekeepers pursuing him. And yet, he hastily turned the gun on himself. I do not believe the victim was so cornered that he would commit suicide. That actually makes sense.
True.
That's a good point. Even if he wanted to avoid using his gun,
The girls
he
are
could have at
fighting.
least used it to threaten them.
So it must be a homicide. No, suicide. Homicide.
Suicide. Homicide. I say homicide season and I say fire.
There are 2 doors?
Who do I trust? Oh gosh, here we go again. Bye-bye. This is my kingdom come. Was it suicide or
The
homicide?
letters are written in blood. Does Yuma's blood contain holy powers? And it illuminates this cursed labyrinth?
Yeah.
Yuma, you are more than the warrior of light. You are the holy warrior of light.
Heck yeah, that's what we like to see.
Sure, that's fine. Let's focus on this problem.
Yuma just said, yeah, sure, honey.
Is this a suicide or a homicide? We need to narrow it down, now.
I feel like suicide would be too...
It is
Nah.
clearly a homicide.
Nuh-uh! It's totally a suicide!
Nuh-uh. Who do I trust?
Nuh-uh!
Okay, it's just this. I'm personally siding with Fubuki. Mostly because, I don't know. I feel like if he could have just ran away, worst case scenario. There was no reason to commit suicide. Like, he had an easy escape path down the side. He wasn't trapped on the roof. It's not like he knew that Yuma was coming up the side. He had an escape route. Like, I don't think there would have been any good reason for him to kill himself. So I'm gonna go with homicide.
Right here!
Right here. Are we correct or are we not? I mean, it's loading, so I'd say that's a good sign at least.
I'm sure this is the right way.
I knew it! This case had to be a homicide.
If it was a homicide, someone else had to have been on the roof, right? But Master, you were on the emergency stairwell, and the peacekeepers were behind the door.
There must have been another way down.
Which means no one could have gotten off that roof.
Why is the game
How
so
did the
janky
culprit
right now?
shoot the victim and get away? See? If it wasn't a suicide, then what happened? You'd better explain yourself.
We'll figure it out.
Very well, I shall.
Yo, cooking?
Completely agree with what Yuma said.
I didn't say anything.
Exactly.
So what do you think, Master?
You mean why I think it's a homicide? I don't really have a solid reason why yet.
Same. It's kind of like, it's more so the fact that a suicide seems so unlikely that I feel like it has to be a homicide by process of elimination.
We're trapped!
Uh-oh. Do 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 do. Time to cook. What is the reasoning behind it being a homicide?
Come
Alright.
on, spit it out. The mystery labyrinth won't wait forever, you know.
Okay, jeez.
But
Yuma!
if it was in fact a homicide, there would be some clue left behind at the crime scene. If I can just remember something.
Oh, like this?
Oh, we're doing... Oh, we haven't done this since case 0 as well. Oh.
Here, this is everything left at the scene. This should be easy mode. I made sure to pull everything straight out of your memory, Master.
We're not even doing the full thing. We're just taking
I'm
the
sure
items.
There's a clue pointing to a homicide hidden here.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
We do not have much time. Please hurry, Yuma.
There must be something suspicious. Something that stands out. There has to be a clue. I have to find it.
Well, the umbrella is what stands out to me. The door, the security camera. I'm just gonna go with this for the hell of it. I don't even know if that's it. I just really want
Wait,
it.
What if I use the umbrella?
What will you do with that?
I can use it like a rod for a brace.
I see. Oh wait, how will that stop anything?
Damn
Could you
it.
put that creativity to better use, please? Get serious, Master.
Darn. Oh no, I take... Okay, I thought I was cooking. Behind it being a homicide, huh? Maybe The gun feels like the most logical.
I know, it's this! This has to be related to the murder.
There isn't really much else. I don't think it'd be the door or the security camera.
All stopped. Looks like it's the right one.
I'm doing really bad on piecing together this murder. It's just kind of like I'm just going by what the game does, kind of randomly choosing. This case is an interesting one.
That is the gun that fired the fatal shot, right? But how can you determine it was a homicide?
There's something unique about this gun.
Right, it was custom made for Shachi, right?
A revolver cylinder normally swings out to the left, but the gun found at the scene swings out to the right.
I see. That is unusual. It is incredible how you even noticed it. You really are the holy great detective warrior of light, Yuma.
It's getting longer every time she says it. Soon it will just be like 3 different lines. It'll be going outside of the text box.
It got even longer. Oh well, anyway.
I can't believe I'm Yuma Core.
This gun was apparently custom made for Shachi.
The junk shop geezer said that too. How does that prove this was a homicide?
Is it like a sign that he's left-handed or something? My thought is if it was left-handed, then maybe it would be that the bullet would have been going through the other temple. Like he would have held it up to the left side of his head instead of the right or something?
I don't know anything else about it. I just figured this was kinda out of place.
Just like, alright, never mind.
Of course. You haven't solved the mystery itself.
Yuma, over there!
Big ol' Q.
Could you try shooting it with the gun?
I'm no marksman. Oh, but it could work inside the mystery labyrinth. If this gun is the answer... Huh? It's not loaded?
If you can't shoot it, then you're still missing something.
Something? Do you mean like why I think this gun is out of place? I can't shoot the gun until I figure that out?
Alright.
Yuma, did you solve it?
Well, I did mention the left-handed thing in Ron Temple, but...
Why was Shachi's gun built like this in the first place? The reason why must be relevant.
Are you saying you need my help to solve this? Oh, fine. Since you're so good at begging, I don't mind helping you out one bit. Here we go! Lay it all out!
Oh. Alright, time for more beach poses. Back in and words. Do, 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 do. Wink. Alright, what do we got?
Let's work together as a team!
Looking at his gun, you can tell such... Yep, okay. I was right. Give me the L. Not that type.
Nice! Great!
And... bye-bye.
Great!
I had a feeling that's what it was. It had to do with the dominant hand. I appreciate the new poses every time. Well, technically it's on a case-by-case basis, but it really works. Shinigami, I want to shoot the thing. Please shoot like the walls instead, I beg you. Oh, never mind, it shot out of the gun. That works.
That's it! It's because he was left-handed! The reason the cylinder swings out to the right is to let him reload while still holding the gun in his left hand.
Yeah.
If he was right-handed, it would be very difficult to reload if the cylinder swings out to the right. If Shachi was right-handed, he wouldn't have commissioned his gun to be designed this way.
That makes sense.
Which means Shachi is left-handed.
He wouldn't have shot himself in the right temple. Kino. Because he was left-handed. Bye-bye. Onwards to the next room.
The exit! You did it, Yuma!
Oh, it worked.
All thanks to yours truly,
No, it is thanks to Yuma's deduction.
What? But we'd all be flattened by now if it wasn't for my assist.
Sorry, what'd you say, Flatty McFlatchest? You're not flat, I just wanted to say that to give you a taste of your own medicine.
I will never believe the God of Darkness could willingly lend a helping hand.
Sure, say what you want. Anyway, let's hurry. Countdown is still going.
2 hours.
Right. It looks like the number's gone down by a lot.
You were so close to figuring out this mystery. Let's hurry it up, Master.
Already?
Yeah, got it.
Oh, dialogue. Alright, onwards, what do we got? Oh, another one. Another one. These two again, huh?
Another monster!
Alrighty, we're here as your official roadblock. Huh? You want to know why? Because the homicide route ends here. That Shachi terrorist committed suicide. After all. Right, Dominic?
You kept insisting it was a homicide earlier, but now you're going with the suicide theory?
These monsters are cheaters!
Maybe they're cheaters because they're monsters.
Are you defending the monsters? Curse you, God of Darkness! Queen of monsters!
I'm not defending them. I can't even follow this whole monsters and God of Darkness story you have going.
Her plot is very complex. Give her some credit.
Now's not the time to be fighting!
She's not going for some basic Final Fantasy plot. She's going a bit more complex. Eventually, Fubuki will start talking about Kingdom Hearts. You'll have to remember all the Xehanorts and all of the frickin' Organization 13. I haven't even played KH, by the way. This is just stuff I've gained through osmosis over the years. Oh, we're just repelling. Gotcha.
Looks like it's a dead end. You can't proceed. Because it wasn't a homicide. Shachi definitely committed suicide.
That claim doesn't hold up!
Get out of here. You gotta tell us. Why do you think that?
No! Shachi didn't commit suicide! All the evidence points to the contrary!
Let's
You
go,
know you're
Yuma.
super annoying, right? Fine. I'll crush you like a bug.
Says the one with the wings. Parking. Oh. There's an explosion. But he stayed on the roof.
If the gun was designed for the left hand, you can still shoot yourself. Shachi shot himself with the gun in his dominant hand.
I don't think that's possible, but they're not giving me the right thing.
Therefore, a death by suicide. There's no proof a culprit fired the gun. No contradiction. It's a suicide. Return here. Time to go home.
Ah! I didn't press down fast enough.
Right.
It does seem like Shachi used his right hand to shoot himself in the head. But doesn't something seem off about that? Master, do you have any idea? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a clue in the solution keys.
So what if the gun was designed for the left hand? Yuma, you can still shoot yourself. Shachi shot himself with the gun in his dominant hand.
Was it just this? Yeah, okay. Simple. It's kind of weird they give you the left-handed key instead of like the freaking bullet wounds one.
Shachi was left-handed. but he was found dead with the gun in his right hand.
Oh, yeah, that too. I forgot about that part.
There's no reason he'd use his non-dominant hand to commit suicide. It's an obvious contradiction. When the culprit tried to make it appear like a suicide, they put the gun in the wrong hand. Which means someone else was involved in Shachi's death. This death was a setup. It's a homicide.
True. Do, 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 do. We are cooking. I wonder what frickin' tips we're actually gonna get on what points to the actual killer, though.
Once again to slay the monsters. That confirms it. The homicide route was the correct one.
Seems like it. I guess I can admit defeat here.
Haha.
The god of darkness admitting defeat? Perhaps she has an honest side. No, it cannot be. Could this be an illusion she conjured forth?
Correct. You finally defeated my doppelganger.
No, I don't really care, so long as we keep solving mysteries. Just keep helping my master out for a bit longer.
Let's carry on for now.
All right. A hero of light and a god of darkness. One is a master and one is the servant. Oh shoot, more water. Y'all ready to do some fishing? Oh, never. Oh, we going in the boat. I see.
The culprit
Going
made
for a boat
pretty
ride.
Cliché mistake getting the victim's dominant hand wrong.
Perhaps the culprit doesn't know that Shachi's custom gun was designed for someone left-handed.
Oh. So I guess that rules out Iruka as a suspect.
Shachi rarely carried his gun, so they probably never saw him hold it.
Huh. Why would he go through the trouble of getting a custom gun that he never intended to use?
So I think the old man and Iruka are off the table, which leaves the nerd and the swimmer guy.
Deep down, do you think he was just like any other violent terrorist?
Maybe the gun was a gift.
A gift? From whom?
A woman named Iruka manages the Resistance's weapons. She was the one who designed it.
Gifting a gun is so romantic. It delights my adventurer's heart.
Yeah.
It does?
Well, thanks to the culprit's mistake, we now know this was a homicide. But we still have a lot of unanswered questions.
This is true. Uh-oh. We going down. Whee! Ba-do-ba-do-do-do-do. Dum-bum-ba-dum-bum. I like how they didn't even shriek when going down the water hole or anything. It's just silence. You know, we're used to it. Labyrinth. Oh, jeez. Oh. And swoop. Where did the culprit shoot the victim from?
The location where the culprit shot Shachi.
Roof of the hideout, inside of the hideout. Huh.
Yep. Even if this case is a homicide, that's still a mystery.
But if you know it was in fact a homicide, then the answer has to be here.
Well, we already know it isn't the right one.
I have no idea what it could be, but I am confident that you can discover the answer.
I appreciate your honesty.
For you are he who tames the god of darkness, holy great detective warrior of light Yuma.
It's getting even longer. Let's go.
How long is my name going to get?
Not long enough is the answer. Inside of the hideout. That one feels like one of those things where you have to be like, oh my gosh, it was inside of the hideout. Because they put it there and you would never think of it prior. So I'm gonna take that one as a red herring and say that it's roof of the hideout. Am I right? Do I cook? Do I cook? Crossing my fingers. It's the only one that makes sense to me. Sometimes simple is best. If you think too hard, then the simple answers can elude you. Alright. Well, this doesn't seem bad.
Answer, but if he was shot on the roof, doesn't that mean the culprit was also on the roof?
The culprit placed the gun in Shachi's hand to make it look like a suicide. That means they had to be there in person.
Yeah.
The culprit was definitely on that roof.
I really like the looks of this place, though. Gold doubloons. Oh god, it's like the frickin'... I forget what that name of that painting is, but the one of like the frickin' stairs that go in every which direction. Okay,
But
a door.
Yuma, you said nobody was there when you arrived.
That's what we have to figure out now. When I heard the shot, I was halfway up the emergency stairs. It took about 10 seconds to reach the roof. And in that time, the culprit vanished like a cloud of smoke from the scene.
Where could the murderer have gone?
See, my first thought actually was, I don't think this is it probably, because I don't think the game would consider that. But on the opposite, you know how like the door to the rooftop, that there's like, it's like a block shape, you know? It's like a square on top of the square that is the roof. And there was like a little bit of side thing that you could probably like, if you squished your body against, you could probably like scoot around it. And my thought is, what if someone was in like the very corner of the building and they just kind of waited there for a while for everyone to leave? Like, that sounds like, I don't know. Like, if we get to see it, I'd show you what I meant, but it's hard to explain. Okay, there it is. Yeah, right.
This is...
Like, right behind where Yuma and Fubuki is. That little corner there. Like, if they snuck past there and went to, like, the hidden corner of the roof is what my thought would have been. Or at least from a logical perspective, but that doesn't seem as likely. I think I know where... I think I know what the actual answer is, though. And Schwain. Follow the culprit's escape route.
Follow the culprit's escape route?
You need to escape in the same way the culprit did after committing the crime.
The door. Yeah, see, my thought was maybe like they snaked around here. And, you know, like, there's a decent amount of room there. You could probably, like, squish yourself back there somehow. The only problem would be, like, the rain and stuff, but... Yeah, like, hide back here or something. Of course, there's always the chance you get there, but, like, if you were, like, Yuma, and you came from up here, for example... Like, you wouldn't be able to see back there from here, you know? Like, if you ran over to the body. Of course, he explored afterwards, but realistically, you know? Neighboring building. I'm pretty sure it's gotta be this.
Though it is fairly high, would it not be possible to climb down from here on a rope or ladder?
There's nowhere to hang something like that onto.
I'm pretty sure it's still over here, though, because of that explosion and stuff.
Plus, from this height, it'd take a while to get all the way down like that. It'd be tough for someone to get down and gather their equipment in the short time it took me to reach the roof.
You probably couldn't jump down onto a mat from this height either. You'd die no matter how you landed.
What if the... it's hard to tell. They would have had a... It's interesting, because, like, Shachi locked the door, his gun was shot, then he died, and then supposedly, assuming the gunshot that we heard was the sound of Shachi being killed, they had to set a gun in his hand where he died, and then book it to wherever their escape route was. And then they had to, whatever they did, they had to book it, and then they had to afterwards. Oh, it's hard to explain. Afterwards, they would need to like also cover up in a 10-second frame, by the way, which also during that 10-second frame, you would need to frickin' set up Shachi's corpse. That feels impossible no matter how you slice it. Like, my thought is maybe the culprit has their own gun, and there was more than one shot, and maybe Shachi was shot slightly sooner, and the 10 seconds before Yuma got up here was the culprit's gun or something, and was like the culprit's gun as like a way to like throw off the time of when the murder happened.
Besides,
Can't jump from the side either. Wait, so, oh, it's actually just telling me?
Is it easier to imagine using a rope or some other tool to escape to the neighboring building? Or perhaps they used a hot air balloon?
Nah.
The culprit must be quite the adventurous thrill seeker.
As cool as that would be, that is not the
but
case,
those
sadly.
high voltage lines would get in the way. You'd never reach the next building without touching them.
Oh, so the culprit is not an adventurer?
This is so sad.
That's what you're disappointed about?
Is
The
it
door.
easier to imagine that the criminals simply went back inside through this door?
No, that's impossible. At the time of the incident, the peacekeepers were on the other side of it.
Not to mention it was locked.
I see. If the culprit had gone inside through here, they would have been apprehended by those peacekeepers.
Well, it's safe to say this wasn't the escape route.
So is the point that we click on everything before finding the true answer?
Ah, so the culprit escaped via the emergency stairs. As the culprit was in a state of emergency, it is only natural that they would make use of emergency stairs.
So true.
Wait. Master was up ahead, right? There's no way the culprit could have escaped without bumping into him.
What are you saying? Yuma is right here, is he not?
She's so right for
I
that.
mean, when the crime happened. Jeez, this sheltered skank and her empty head are killing me here.
Yet again, you called me sheltered.
She's never gonna be able to live it down.
Hey, I'm just telling it like it is.
Sheltered
You're
this,
bareheaded
sheltered
and a
that.
burden. You're sheltered and a skank.
I have never
By
even
the way,
seen a
when are
shelter,
you gonna start
let alone been in one?
trying?
I've never even seen a shelter, let alone been in one.
Please
Tell
stop
me.
calling me that. I have had enough.
Oh my gosh, that is one of the best lines I've heard. Just the utter back and forth. I have never seen a shelter, let alone been in one. God bless Fubuki.
I don't know if the culprit realized I was there.
Oh man. You know, I don't know if I could have even picked before this, but man, am I glad that I saw that dialogue.
The footage from the security camera
That was
position
so
clearly
good.
didn't show anybody around.
She's like such a specific brand of head empty, and I love it. Like a freaking PNG ton.
Which makes it hard to imagine that the culprit escaped from here.
Alright, that's everything.
Yuma, this is bad. We have reviewed all the possible escape routes.
And yet, we can't figure out how the culprit got off the rooftop.
That's why I feel like they didn't. I'm still... Maybe I am cooking with my idea.
Mysteriful.
Though I still think it has something to do with that explosion as well. It's like I'm split between like my own personal belief and what I think the game would actually do, because I don't think the devs probably thought about the little gap.
This isn't funny! At this rate,
Uh-oh.
we'll run out of time!
Whoopsie.
What are we supposed to do?
There's no other way besides finding the culprit's escape route. That's how it is in the mystery labyrinth.
Where are the entrances for cast members and the hidden entryways for maintenance crews?
Reality TV.
This isn't an attraction at some theme park.
Well then, why do you hunt Yuma if you cannot even do your job and guide him?
Damn. Roasted to
God of
oblivion.
darkness who cannot guide you is just a directionless god of darkness.
Bro, you got called Michael. Freaking Marimo Zoro. Oh my god.
No idea what you're talking about. You're a stupid, sheltered skank that's completely useless.
Useless. Flashbacks, Makoto Nijima.
You called me sheltered again. How many times is that now? Let's see. After the number 3 comes...
Come on, you've counted up to 5 before. You can do it.
Seriously, are you
Be
dense?
quiet, please.
Is your head on
After
right?
3 is...
When are you gonna start being
4.
useful?
I feel much
Get
better.
together
Just
already.
how many insults
What's with
do
the
you
clockwork
intend to
family
hurl
thing
at me?
anyway?
Yes, that is obvious.
Rewinding
I'm not
time
able to
is
use my
completely
powers here,
useless
but
in
at
the
least I
mystery
can be by
labyrinth, you
Yuma's side.
know.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I have to stay quiet to take that in when that happens. Good lord. I'm gonna have to watch the recording back just to hear all that again. I have to just like pay attention to one voice or the other. I'm glad that Fubuki at least counted to 4. I gathered that much through all that. That's the thing, is when there's 2 voices going on, my multitasking abilities just fail and I can't listen to half of what either say.
The culprit must have been on their roof when they committed the crime. They
Oh,
escaped
jeez.
somehow.
The bickering is perfection,
But
though.
how? There aren't any other clues at the crime scene.
And the case goes cold.
Wait, if nothing was there, what if the culprit destroyed evidence?
What? Destroyed evidence? Then leave it to yours truly. I'll wring it out of your mind, Master.
Oh, the game's giving
You're
us
going
this
to
again?
recreate the crime scene again?
If you don't remember it, then I've got no choice. I'll make it a gentle beating this time around. So, which memory do you want beaten out of you?
What, you want it? When the body was discovered. When the rooftop was first entered. Yeah, I think that's better.
How about when Shachi first called me up to the rooftop? The culprit wouldn't have done anything to the scene yet. I can even compare it to when I found the corpse.
Alrighty, leave it to me.
Yeah.
What is this daunting aura I sense? What are your intentions here?
Wind it up.
Let's do it,
It
Master!
can't be!
Wait!
Ka-chunk. He got owned again. All right. Okay. Okay. Ouchers. Dun 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 dun. We'll figure out if he's all right next time on Rain Code. I feel like we've learned a lot here, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff I'm still empty-headed about. Like, I still don't even know who the culprit is. I mean, I think I figured out that it's not Iruka or whatever. And I don't think it's the old man because he helped us out a lot. But I still don't know between the last remaining 2. You know, if the... I'm trying to think of, like, what the freaking swimming guy's abilities could be used for. I don't know, like, maybe he had water set up below or something. And then he freaking dove into it from the roof or something and then exploded it. I mean, that doesn't sound impossible. I also have to think about the fact that it could be both of them. Like, there could be multiple culprits still. That's something that I haven't really thought about, despite the fact that multiple culprits has been, you know, I mean, both case 1 and 2 had multiple culprits, so it's not out of the realms of possibility. But anyways, we're gonna call it there for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and next time on Rain Code, we're gonna get farther into the mystery labyrinth and see what we can or cannot find out. Adios, ciao, and bye bye. Signing off until next time. Ja matane.